Streaming in progress.
Dude, I don't care what Hallmark sent
Now
you.
when it says live, I wanna add live down.
Yeah.
Then it's live.
So right
Now, so all we do over here
Super bug.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Randburg Cricket Club Oval for this RPL match between the Strikers and the Super Kings. Strikers playing yesterday, unlucky not to get over the line against the Renegades. Renegades have moved to the top of the table. Super Kings, the only other undefeated side in this year's RPL, they have the chance of setting up a cracking game this afternoon with the two undefeated sides there, but they have to get through the Strikers first. Bit of news out from the middle. The Strikers won the toss this morning and they're going to bowl first. Batsmen and fielders are just warming up, and we'll make our way out into the middle shortly. Ready to get underway here. The Super Kings first innings. The teams are taking the field. The strikers looking solid. Connor Clark's going to be open the bowling for them, coming in from the Michael Gwyneth bow end. The batsmen out in the middle, Bright and Janji and Sitle, looking to get the Super Kings off to a great start. Bright is the leading run scorer in the tournament at the moment. Bashed a majestic 79 in the first game that he played. We're looking to continue that form as he goes through into the tournament. Umpires for the day, we've got umpire Malchas standing at the bowler's end at the moment. Square leg umpire at the moment is coach Alistair Zoe. They will be our officials for this match. Looks like we're about ready to get going. And Connor Clark with the first ball of the day. Oof, back of a length, outside off, well left alone by the batsman. It's the conditions today a lot different to yesterday's game. Yesterday, sweltering 32 degrees at its peak. Today, a lot of cloud cover over the field, so we're expecting quite a bit of movement. It's nice and cool, nice and brisk. There should be a lot of energy in the field. Shuffles across, doesn't get across enough. Connor Clark beats in the edge. He's carrying through his form from yesterday. Yesterday bowling his 4 overs for only 10 runs, taking a wicket in that as well. Bowled his entire spell up front at the top, all his 4 overs. Did a superb job giving the strikers an opportunity yesterday. Oh, we'll have a big swing at that, but the movement again getting him. Connor's really taken to this end. Bowling well, he's using the slope to his advantage. Slope taking it away from the batsman. Combining that with his natural outswing ability. It's proving to be very difficult to play for the batsman at this end. Oh, that one he's taken a little bit too far. Umpire Malchas getting his first stretch of the day. And the Super Kings innings is officially underway. Now when he puts a little bit further back down the pitch, rushing the batsman a bit. It hasn't been called. Oh, another big swing, big effort on that shot. Connor Clark found his rhythm early on today. So what we noticed with this trip yesterday with all the bowlers as well. The bowlers bowling that line outside off stump, not attacking the stump, so trying to invite the drive from the batsman early on, trying to force them to make the mistake.
Just to add on there's a bit of a slope on the fast strip, so that's also just exaggerating the movement coming in from Connor.
Very good over up front. Yeah, as Harry said, with that slope, you're combining that with his natural away movement that he gets. It makes him almost unplayable. It exaggerates the trajectory of the ball through to the keeper from Connor's arm. End of the first over, the Super Kings 1 run on the board. Nyasha coming in from the the other end, opening up that side. It's left arm heat that he's bringing to the strikers' bowling attack there. We've got Bonang Nkiti as our scorer for the day. Taking a bit of time setting up the field, a couple of fielders having a bit of a Sunday morning snooze.
We call it drift at Randburg.
Yeah. Oof. Exceptional start so far for the strikers with their bowling, using the slope and the conditions to their advantage exceptionally well. Good toss won by Vanu van Wyk. Don't know if there's too many captains that would have been brave enough to put their team into bat. With the OV conditions as they are at the moment. Credit to both bowlers as well. They've been bang on the money with their landing areas from ball one. That one not moving as much, wraps him on the pads. So far, we haven't had a single run off the bat yet. Same as yesterday, up at the top of the order, it's proving rather difficult to score runs early on and take full advantage of the power play on this wicket. Teams yesterday also battled, then brought their innings back well at the end of it, in the tail end. The edge found there, bouncing short of Captain Vanu van Wyk in the slip cordon. Sietle using his soft hands there, just making sure that any edge is not going to carry. But the strikers players are very much loud and energetic in the field right now. You can feel that they gaining a big advantage with the first 2 overs. Lovely delivery. They'll be looking to carry this momentum forward for the remaining 18 overs of this innings. Oh no, that has worked out. Looking at the leg side and fooling everybody by carving it up and over the slip cordon. Getting the first boundary of the day. Takes a special kind of cricketer to time the ball that well off the back of the bat. Notwithstanding, the results are in, the scoreboard's ticking over. There's 5 without loss. And the first boundary of the day coming in the second over. Connor Clark keeping the momentum going with his bowling. As we had yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have any questions for our panel that you'd like answered over the broadcast, it's myself, Harry Ladita, and Bonang Nkiti here on the mic. Please feel free to send any questions, anything you'd like us to chat about. Send it through on the Randburg group, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. We will have players such as Chris Greaves, Arabila Gumedi, and others that can join us as well. So if you've got any questions for any of the players on the field as well, feel free to send them through. Kind of finding his line again. Bright looking to play him into the offside there. Yeah, absolutely. Off. So hanging the ball in a little bit straighter that time. Bright looking to go up and over the leg side. No connection made there. It's a slow start for these two batsmen, Harry. I don't know if you feel that they're gonna last long enough to get there, make their start worth it.
Well, since I'm a little biased, I'm hoping that we do, because it is my team that's out there in the middle batting. But it's the same sort of process as yesterday. Batsmen struggling to hit boundaries in the power play, and definitely not rotating the strike often enough. I think that's what's killing the momentum through the first 6 overs of the game. Is that it's either we're looking for the big shot over the top, or we're keeping the ball out.
I think it's a common misconception when looking at T20 cricket, where opening batsmen are expected to blaze at 10 to 15 runs and over in a power play. You've also going to have your skilled bowlers up at the top that are used to opening the bowling, used to looking at how to get the openers out. They're looking at another one, stepping across, not making contact, and umpire Malchus is called a wide. But yeah, so it's a common misconception. I mean, there's going to be times where the batsmen aren't going to be able to just score freely through the initial 6 overs up front and really put a bowling team under pressure from the go. Again, looking for the big shot up and over. And that's the thing, it's a lot of batsmen think with T20 cricket, it's got to be the big shots, it's got to be the boundaries that you find. But if they were ticking at 4 or 5 runs and over just for singles, Super Kings would be in a much stronger position than they find themselves at the moment.
Definitely got to agree with you there, Ash. A bit of frustration there from Bright towards the end of the over, after missing out on a couple of full deliveries, leaving him. So let's hope after that chat, himself and Steve, they can look to put the ball in areas and just turn the strike over, put the bowlers under pressure, make their good balls go for 1 instead of dotting them.
It's full in onto the pads. Umpire Zoed not remotely interested, and the contemplation of do we, don't we? Got a question here from Sergen on the WhatsApp group, asking us, why are we not seeing more innovative shots? Reverses, sweeps, scoops, paddles, etc. Harry, I'll leave that one over to you.
Thank you very much, my esteemed colleague. As almost a little bit of a mix-up between Bright and Seatley there, but no harm done. With regards to the different types of shots, I think that goes down to the skill set of the batsman. Maybe not confident enough to play that type of shot this early on in the innings, maybe looking to consolidate and maybe try that a bit later. I know that Seatley does have a shot or 2 up his locker once he's confident enough to play it, so let's hope that we see that in the next couple of overs.
We've already seen his run scoring ability in the back of the bat. Oh, and he's hit that straight up. Arabile Gumeri calling for the catch. There's a collision. We have an injury here.
Looks like the guys were watching the Currie Cup last night. Decided to bring that out in the cricket field. Batsman is down. Ara seems to be okay. Let's hope it's not too serious.
Yeah. Looks like Arabile has taken a bit of a knock on his shoulder. Sitle looks to be in a bit more pain.
Well, definitely Sitle being the scrum half in this collision. Up against the more flanker-sized Arabile.
Tell you what, I don't think as many rugby teams will be opposed to putting Arabile in their backline as a centre. The size and power that he brings to the party. Both players up on their feet.
Now the question is, did they run a single there? It looks like they did cross. Sitle is on the non-striker's end. So all's well ends well.
The umpires, I think, are discussing the situation now. Technically, no pause in play was called by the umpires. Therefore, the ball was live. Now they have completed the run, so they should be getting the single there. But again, as you're mentioning as well with the innovative shots, I think it's as well it's the pace of the wickets that we've played on so far, or lack thereof, if I may. I mean, it's not the pitches that we used to seeing in the middle of the season at Randburg, you know, where the team can generate that pace coming through. Oh, he's got the edge. Found the edge, and that runs away for 4. Through in between the keeper and first slip, and that race to the boundary. But yeah, I think it's just the lack of the wicket, the pace in the wicket is also a determining factor in looking at those paddles, the reverses. We saw Mike Chinoa and Aviwe making good use of the sweep yesterday. But again, it's when they were playing the sweep, they're sweeping it in front of square due to the lack of pace in the wicket. Oh, and he's also hit that up. Arabile underneath it, he's called for it, and he's taken the catch. Brighton Junji, the leading run scorer in the tournament, got his first boundary through the cordon, looking to go big again, and he'll depart with 4 runs from his 13 deliveries. The breakthrough for the Super Kings. And that wicket is bringing Chris Greaves out to the middle. Been looking forward to having a bat. Chris, he was telling me yesterday, while we were on commentary together, he's excited to get out in the middle. Yeah, that ball getting a little bit big on Brighton. Hitting it quite high. So 11 for 1. And sees Chris Greaves make his way out to the middle to join Sitle. Chris Greaves is a very experienced cricketer, experienced batsman. Not just applying his trade here at Randburg, but also overseas.
It's good to have him back here at the Berg. Hopefully he can give us some fireworks. He's a fan of the sweep, so maybe Sergio might be able to see your innovative shots coming through in his innings.
Looking to play that behind square. Just run him down, but not managing to break the ring. It'll be the end of the 4th over. The Super Kings a slow start with 11 for 1. We'll be hoping they can pick it up in the remaining 16 overs. Just again as well, I think if Oli Patala had got into to bat yesterday, I think you would have seen a lot of innovative shots. He is a batsman of a different sort. All credit to him, Oli. Love you, boyki. But yeah, the new bowler for the Randburg Super Kings will be Cameron Garrett, Premier League stalwart for Randburg Cricket Club. He's played a fair amount of Saturday cricket as well. My first RPL that I played, Cameron Garrett was my captain in the Super King setup. Young man with a great cricketing brain. Knows how to use his bowling with the slope on this end of the pitch. He'll be going against fellow Premier League player Chris Greaves. Chris stepping quite a long way across. Cam pushing it down the leg side, so they'll run the extra run on that wide.
Also, I think that's one of the brilliant features about the RPL is that you find teammates squaring off against each other. So a bit of bragging rights, a bit of banter for the rest of the season to go ahead. So yeah, basically Premier League players up against each other. Yes, Sihle is taking guard, about to face Cam for the first time. Let's see, Cam's also got a great slower ball in his armory that he's used quite well through the season's past. So also be looking forward to see how he uses the slower ball and when he decides to whip it out.
Yeah, a lot of weapons in the young man's arsenal when he's bowling. Oh, he bangs it in full, and Sihle just rocking onto the front foot, putting it up and over the top. Doesn't quite make the boundary, but they're coming back for the third. And they get the third quite comfortably.
It's a lovely chip over the top there by Sihle. Timed really well. No risk there. Great 3 run. And yeah, hopefully this can be the start of some circulation from the Super Kings.
I think it's a great idea for the Super Kings, having that left-right hand combination now. Rotating the strike as often as possible. You know, putting the bowlers like Cam Garrett's an experienced bowler, putting him under the pressure of having to change his line, not being able to settle into a rhythm, bowling to one specific batsman. Be a great weapon for the Super Kings to put pressure back on the bowling attack. There we go, dropping down on one knee, looking for that sweep up and over the leg side. Wide called by umpire Malchas. Cam not being able to adjust his line to Chris stepping across.
Interesting to see Greaves at the moment. He's looking to unsettle Cam's line. He's come down the track twice now. Just out of his crease a bit to alter his length and line, and then he's gone for that little slog sweep over 45. So let's see what happens next.
And Cam beats him on the offside. It's an intriguing battle with this, because Chris isn't going to let Cam settle into that rhythm. He's going to try and play his shots. He's going to look at scoring quickly and scoring big. Cam loved to have the bragging rights on the scalp as well. Chris going up and over the top. Hit it far enough, and that is the first 6 of the game. Umpire Malchas getting a nice big stretch there. Chris Greaves rocking onto the front foot and absolutely blasting Cammy Garrett up and over the mid-off region.
Sweetly timed there by Greaves. You wouldn't think he hadn't played cricket for 3 months here.
It's very smart batting by Greaves, because he's actually coming down towards the ball to make up for the lack of pace.
Next ball drifting into the pads, not hitting the stumps according to umpire Malchas. Cam's movement taking it down leg, but striking Chris in the pads. Again, he's shuffling across, looking to open up the leg side. We know Chris is the type of batsman that can score all round the wickets. There's not many shots he doesn't have in his arsenal. But he's got his few bankers, his few go-tos that he'll look to exploit. They're just rocking beautifully onto the front foot, playing it behind square for one. Good fielding there to keep that to one. He had to move a lot to his left there, young Daniel Stark.
End of 5.
5 overs gone. We're at 24 for 1. Good over there from the Super Kings. A well needed over from the Super Kings. Bringing them back nicely into contention in this match. It's still early on in the innings, but we all know, we saw it yesterday, where the game changed several times in the space of a couple of balls. That's the one great thing about T20 cricket. No one can ever say they're completely on top until the game is won.
Got to agree with you there, Ash. There was a lot of momentum changes yesterday. It was a low-scoring affair, but momentum switched hands between the teams quite often, with wickets falling in clumps. Until Super Mike sort of came to the crease yesterday, put on a fantastic 69-run partnership with our viewer. So let's see what today has in store for us. I think 140 is probably par today because it's been a slow start again in the power play.
Oh, Arabella Gumedi into the attack, and the first thing he does is draws the loose shot of Chris Greaves. That came down to the third man boundary. Cameron Garrett's on the third man boundary, getting the throw back in. Chris Greaves having to put in the dive, but safe on that run. Another 2 onto the board. It's great that Arabella Gumedi's into the attack. The first thing he does is draws Chris Greaves into that drive, finds the edge. Greaves making dead sure on the next ball. Gets that in the middle of the bat. Just defended into the leg side. But I think, Harry, what you were saying, looking at 140, I think 140 would be a winning score on this wicket. We all thought that the 120 was quite low yesterday, scored by the strikers. Proved to be a bit too low. Greaves going down the wicket, hits up and over the leg side.
Shot.
Using his feet well and getting a boundary. A great shot there by Chris Greaves.
It's a great shot from Chris Greaves, just showing his quality, just coming down the track. At the last minute, using his feet and going over the top, trying to maximize the power play. Let's see how Mr. Gumede responds. Ooh. Looking for that sweep. Arabile also countering, pushing it outside off, but he's just pushed it a bit too far. It's a very interesting battle here. Bowler's got to think hard here. Maybe a change of pace, maybe. Greaves is definitely unsettling both bowlers at the moment.
I think he's looking to score any way he can. There he's gone for the sweep. Arabile just got it on the right length that he can't get underneath it. It's Chris Greaves, I think I think he read your message and he's looking to show you those shots that you were wanting.
Let's hope Greaves has a really good dental plan, because it takes some cojones to play that shot.
And to play it with your eyes open is even more impressive. A couple of guys that they'll get down on one knee to have that shot. And he's played that up and over the covers. One bounce and that's over the rope. Another great shot from Chris Greaves. He's really looking to take the attack to the strikers' bowling lineup. Not afraid to play his shots and get that scoreboard ticking over. 11 runs off this over so far. 1 ball left to go from Arabile. Ian Cameron introduced into the attack. normally reliable banker bowlers for their respective teams. Normally very economical, and Chris Greaves showing no respect in trying to accelerate the run rate for the Super Kings. He's gone again, he's driven that down the ground. They're going to turn for the second. They'll get the 2, so 13 runs of that over as well. Super Kings now back in contention. The end of the power play, they're at 37 for 1. Feel that they didn't take full advantage of that power play. However, the last 2 overs with Chris Greaves making his way out into the middle, it's really turned it solidly into their favour. Cameron Garrett's back into the attack, and Sithle just working him around the corner for 1. And Duduzi, your question, in this format, are a few shots premeditated? I think they have to be. You look at getting it down on the 1 need to sweep or paddle to set your body up in the position to reverse or to go for a switch hit, something like that. It's definitely a premeditated shot. It's not something that you have the time to adjust and adapt to. Now with some of these bowlers, for instance, Cameron, Arabile, Connor, the guys aren't the slowest bowlers that you'll ever face, and there's not enough reaction time to change your plans and drop down on that 1 need to go for that sweep. Greaves working it through into the leg side there, picking the gap. 4 fielders out for the Randburg strikers at this point now. They've taken advantage of the change in fielding restrictions and using it fully to their advantage. Majid, we will pass the message on to Chris. I know you guys in the Pango Ninja side, you need the strikers to lose this game. See if they're looking to go big up and over the top, catching the inside edge, and they'll take the 1 just behind square on the leg side.
And just to add the difference between yesterday and today's game, the effect of Chris Greaves has just literally forced Vernu's hand to put 4 out immediately after the power play. When yesterday, most of the guys were still in the ring throughout most of the game, trying to keep the singles down, but now that's opened up the field, and as you can see now, there are a bit more singles on offer. So yeah, interesting stage of the game so far.
Yeah, yesterday at this point in the strikers' bowling effort, the leg by there for Chris Greaves' pad into the leg side. But yesterday in the strikers' bowling effort, they had 4 wickets already at this point, and they were quite well on top in the game. Van Effenwyk then taking an aggressive approach in the field, limiting the amount of singles available to batsmen. And potentially, when Super Mike did come in yesterday and that field was in, left it in a little bit too long, and that was to their detriment, unfortunately. Chris Greaves calling him through for the 3rd. A direct hit would have had him. Inside edge down to fine leg for Sithle. It's yielded 3. He's had to put the dive. Now we've seen both batsmen have to dive to make their ground.
Sithle just having a bit of a snooze there, doing a bit of ball watching while his partner called him through for the 3rd. But he made it in time. So yeah.
I think a direct hit on the throw to the bowler's end there from Arabile would have yielded quite an interesting decision for umpire Malchas. don't have the luxury of a third umpire here, unfortunately. That being said, we must give all credit to Arabile and the committee at Randburg for making this possible for us to broadcast the RPL through to you in the comfort of your own homes. And big thank you to Pitch Vision as well for giving us the tools to have this opportunity. The end of another Cameron Garrett's over. Super Kings at 44 for 1. They've resurrected their innings here. Healthy run rate of just over 6 and over. And the captain's decided it's now time for the spinners to enter the fray. We did see yesterday that this was the changer for both teams. The Renegades, the likes of Oli and Aviwe, coming in the spinners. Vanu, when he introduced himself into the strikers' bowling effort yesterday. Spin definitely plays a big part in this format. We remind you that teams have 85 minutes to bowl their lots of 20 overs, and for every over that's not bowled, they concede 10 runs as a penalty. So it is of vital importance that teams do get their allotted 20 overs in the allotted time.
Now it's good to see the impact of our spinners and slow bowlers in this tournament so far. It's been much more difficult for the batsmen to get going with the lack of pace on the ball and a bit of a thickish outfield in this case. So let's see how it goes about. Immediately, Sihle is on the attack. He's pulled that ball into deep mid-wicket, and they've managed to run 2 there. Maybe slightly shorter there from Vanu. Maybe like to get a bit fuller. Have Sihle on the drive as he'll be turning it away from him.
Again, drops a little bit short. It's down the leg side, and umpire Zoe calls the wide. The head coach here at Randburg Cricket Club taking his turn out in the middle to officiate this match. Again, another one short, and that's hit along the ground. Basically out to the mid-wicket boundary. Arabile Gumedi, the Black Panther of Randburg Cricket Club, having to do quite a lot of work. Those shots getting around the boundary there. Good for him that he's a fit young man. Long stride. If any of you have played cricket with him, you know his follow through to slow him down. He's almost through to the batsman every time he bowls. Only man I know that can get his discovery steps just marking out his run up. Very defensive field set for Vanu against Chris Greaves. And there's the reverse sweep. Reverse sweep into the vacant third man area. And another boundary for Chris Greaves.
Really innovative here from Greaves. After all that field shuffling and adjusting, he's gone and found another gap to score from. So a headache for Vanu at the moment. He's gone a little fuller for the first time and he's been punished. So let's see how he fights back.
There you go. Drop down on one knee.
Traditional sweep.
Drop down on one knee. Put that up and over the deep square fielder. It's it all the way for 6. Chris Greaves, he's not going to die wondering here today. He's going for it, looking to score, wanting to put the Super Kings into a massive position.
Currently striking at 187. Sihle is also striking at 100, so this partnership has come on really well. It's taking a bit of pressure off Sihle.
Partnership sitting on 47 at the moment.
Currently sitting on 47. Run rate just a shade over 7.5. Exactly what the Super Kings skipper would be looking for. Hopefully this may continue all the way till the end of the innings. Looking at that 140 target, I think is still a competitive target here, especially with the conditions overhead.
I definitely agree with that, Harry. It's of vital importance in T20 cricket that batsmen manage to put together the partnership that can take the game away from the fielding team. Oh, there he has looked to, when looking for the sweep, had to adjust his shot. When he saw the line of the delivery, tried to flick his bat around and play that into the offside. Just not quick enough in doing that.
And that's what I did like to see the end of the over there. Last couple of balls, Venu just slowed it down just a little bit more. Just to ask Greaves to work a bit harder if he wants to hit the ball. I think that's another good thing. Good thinking from the spinner, just to take a bit more pace off the ball. Sometimes throwing down the quicker ball doesn't really help. It's probably going to the batsman's advantage. So pace off the ball is always a better win. Looks like Arabile swapped ends and will be sprinting, aka marching, aka discovery stepping from the Michael Gwyneth Bow end. Let's see if his change in fortune or change of ends will bring a change of fortune for him.
Chris Greaves just asking the guys in the locker here to update the scoreboard for him. They're sitting 58 for 1 after the 8 overs. Chris and Seattle going along at an exceptional rate for the Super Strikers. We were a bit worried about the position of the team early on, but they've managed to rectify. See if they're looking to play that into the offside there. Not connecting as he would have liked, and it's fielded by Tristan Cronje, one of the ladies' representatives of the Randburg Strikers. As we mentioned yesterday, Harry, it's great to see the ladies taking part in this year's RPL. It's one of the unique aspects of this tournament. Arabile beating the bat there. Almost more of a beg than an appeal.
I have to agree with you there. This is really great to see our women playing with the gents. They've had a really strong friendship league, basically beating all comers in a couple of weeks that we had building up until the December holidays. So we're actually looking forward to watching them play when the season starts in February. There will be a bit of a shuffle in the fixtures. But yeah, our women's team looking really strong. Long may the good form continue. And this tournament can only provide them with better skills and equip them for the challenges to come ahead.
He's found the edge there. Gone into the offside there. It's cleaned up by Captain Vanny van Wyk, who's almost at a short third man position in the field. So they'll get the single there. Chris Greaves back on strike.
So the battle continues between Greaves and Arabile. From his previous over the other end, Mr. Gumede took some taps, so let's see how he responds here. I'm assuming that Greaves will probably look to unsettle him again from this other end. Oh, that's a mighty blow.
That is an
Over long
absolute
on.
screamer from Chris
It's a
Greaves.
maximum from Chris Greaves.
Big hit down into the car park, sending our vice chairman to go fetch it.
that's an effortless stroke. I'm sure you, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that at home on your screens. Effortless pickup. Maybe he should leave that bat here when he goes back overseas. Maybe the rest of us can use it every now and then and score some runs.
It's the same back that Super Mike used yesterday. Yeah, Super Mike was using that same piece of willow that Chris Greaves is using to have a go at the Strikers bowling lineup. It seems like that bat there is a damager to the Strikers unit. Super Mike yesterday, Chris Greaves today.
So where to for the bowler here, Ash? I'm thinking maybe
If I'm the bowler, I'm looking at that line just outside the off stump, using the slope to my advantage here, trying to draw Chris into a false shot. Fielded here by Henry Roman on the boundary there. It's hit well. It was hit very flat, but he took that on the first bounce. Shaking his hand. You know it was hit hard. So that is the 9th over gone. Super Strikers on 66 for 1. The umpires have just called for some sanitizer out in the middle of the pitch.
It's been some really good batting from the Super Kings. This partnership between Greaves and Sihle is going strong. That's the one thing that was missing yesterday, were some partnerships early doors. Still 9 wickets in hand, so the longer they keep this partnership up, the more they can probably accelerate towards innings with wickets in hand.
I think now it's the way we're sitting at the moment. We could be looking at that score that we thought would be a definite match winner. Chris Greaves playing it delicately into the offside. Tristan Cronje making the effort there, getting a throw into the wicketkeeper, keeping that to 2.
Just makes me wonder, Ash, if Werner has another spinner in the side or not. Because I think maybe spin from both ends might just slow down the rate just a touch. So it seems that seam is travelling. Chris is really taking a liking to the quicker bowlers.
I think they're going to have to look at another option. It's Chris dropping down on one knee. He's played that onto the leg side. Cameron Garrett's running in from the covers, not from the covers, from gully. Getting to that ball. His throw coming in from the boundary on a direct hit. Also good fielding there from the young man. He is quite an agile fielder. Does the basics exceptionally well. They've done very well to keep that to 2 as well. Going Chris dropping on one knee, but he's picked out the man on the deep mid-wicket boundary, and they'll only get the single there. So I think that's what Captain Vanny van Wyk was looking for, was the single there, getting Chris Greaves off strike. They'll feel that they can get the breakthrough if they put pressure on Seattle.
It's really good to see how Greaves is manipulating the field to his will. Definitely putting pressure on the skip, thinking about how he needs to go about his business and how he needs to stop the flow of runs. I think that's the most important thing here. There haven't been many dot balls in this partnership.
Definitely, and I think what Chris has done well is that he hasn't allowed any bowler to settle into a rhythm, and at the same time he hasn't allowed the field to get set and comfortable wherever they are. He's created a lot of unrest in the field there. Bye run there. Tabani more interested in appealing than taking the ball behind the stumps. But again, if you never ask, you never know. Just working another one into the leg side there. Takes his personal tally to 43. We're halfway through the Super Kings innings. Sees them on 73 for the loss of 1 wicket. And I think from the early going, the first 4 overs in the power play, they've managed to resurrect their innings quite well.
Definitely. Yeah, since that wicket fell, the struggle early on between the opening batters and the bowlers, with the fielding side coming out on top. But since then, the strikers have definitely put pressure on the opposition. And as I said, at the moment, there isn't an answer from Vern and his troops. Maybe, as I said, looking to contain, hopefully, and let those dot balls build some pressure, maybe take some wickets. But you know, the way they're rotating the strike at the moment, it's looking ominous.
It's good work from the 2 out in the middle. They're managing to score. I think for Vanu and his team, the strikers, they're going to need to look at restricting the boundaries. Chris, he'd feel that he's not having to work too hard for his runs. Is that a change of gloves? Arabile going to get another over. Had a few words there for Mr. Greaves on his way back into the middle. It's one thing we know, that with the strikers, they're not going to give up until the overs are bowled. They're going to push and put the effort in the whole way through. Great example of the type of spirit that Randburg Cricket Club plays their cricket with. That fierce determination to never give up. Just push down the ground there from Chris Greaves. He'll get the single. Fielded by Connor Clark. He'll be itching to get back into the bowling attack as well. But I think Vanu's definitely going to have to look at another option. He's got the likes of Billy van der Vestas and Henry Roman that he can turn to with the ball. Both experienced campaigners are. Setley has gone for the big shot, but it bounces just short of Henry Roman at long off. A resident Parabat in the strikers field, yeah. But that's exactly what they need to do, Harry. It's look to draw the batsman into that false shot, potentially give them a wicket. Both these guys are in, they're seeing the ball well. Going to have to lure them into the wrong shot.
Some excitement there from the bowler, some commentary on his own bowling.
You can see Ara's tail's up, his follow-through is getting longer. Getting right up in Chris Greaves' face there. Finds the edge, but not carrying through to Tabani behind the stumps. Just going through, letting Chris know, well, I found the edge once, I can do it again. Inside edge there, so again finds the edge, just the other one.
Looks like Arabile took pace off the ball there. Maybe Greaves just went a bit too early. Firm coming and just changed it up. This is good, trying to unsettle him from his 9 and lengths. Just get him thinking twice about what he needs to bowl and when. So let's see what Greaves does in this next ball.
Arabile will feel that he's in there. Oh, Chris going for the sweep, straight off the toe of the bat. Arabile will feel he's in charge in the situation right now. Telling Chris he's got him. He's putting his hand in his pocket, showing him where he should be. It's great banter between batsman and bowler here. We've got the bet that Chris is going to put him in the road now.
Cut over the top of point, and they're coming back for a second.
Good fielding there. That's ended the over. It's 77 for 1. Chris edging ever closer to a 50. Where's that?
No.
Good. We got him.
Right. That answers my question about the other spinner. So it looks like Noel James is coming to bowl, a right arm off spinner. Recently joined the club, moved up from PE. So yeah, welcome to the Berg from him. He's played a couple of friendship games for us. Long may he continue for the club. I'm thinking here, pace off the ball.
Sidley rocking onto the back foot, just playing that out into the leg side, getting the single. Yeah, I think it's quite an introduction for the young man. It's moving up from the Windy City, having to bowl to Chris Greaves, who's got his eye in, Sidley has got his eye in. It's to see what Randburg has to offer, and you coming in against these experienced players who are seeing the ball well and playing well. It's going to be a nice challenge for the young man to test his skill. Greaves driving down the ground, getting the single. Energy is still quite high for the strikers out in the field. They're not backing down. Well bowled by the young man. Sidley picking the gap on the leg side. They'll get 2 in that. Cameron Garrett's covering the ground like a gazelle. Just having a good jog across the savannah. Covered that well, got the throw and kept it to 2. Sidley looking to go again. They'll get the single on that. Leg by there for the Super Kings. So far, hasn't been a bad over for the young man in the context of the game.
Yeah, as long as you keep the boundaries out, I think from here on in, you're doing well.
Boundaries at this point in the innings, when you've got the option and the ability to spread the field, conceding boundaries could put you in quite a bad spot. So, Super Kings moving to 83. Got 8 overs remaining in this innings.
Does he bat with a step cap or does he bat with a...
There's fielding change. 2 of the fielders coming off to catch a bit of a rest. Cameron Garrett's coming back into the attack from the Michael Gwyneth bow end. Last time he had a battle with Chris Greaves, it'd be fair to say that Chris maybe got the advantage there. Ryan Jacobs coming into the field to replace Arabila Gumedi.
Oh. No, that's actually fine because we also still want that for animals anyway. So that's still a good thing. Hey, boyo! Amazing, man.
Just playing that into the offside there. Ryan Jacobs been on the field for one ball and then getting called into action straight away. Doing well to get low and cut that off.
Can you tell me what the rules are related to the day?
Settler playing that up and over into the offside. Fielder out on the cover boundary, keeping that just to one. Chris Greaves playing that into the covers. 50 up there for Chris Greaves.
50 up, Chrissy!
Our score is drifting here.
It's the first 50 of the weekend. Unfortunately, no 50s yesterday, but good to start today. It's the second one of the RPL in 2021. Cam showing his versatility there, rolling the fingers over the ball.
CK is just struggling a bit to keep the strike rotating. I'm just thinking maybe if he just picks the gaps and turns the strike over to Greaves, might be more effective. Just keep the pressure back onto the bowling side. I think that's the most important thing here. Make sure the captain's thinking every single delivery what to do and where to plug. CK gets a hold of it.
Finds a boundary there going up and over the mid-wicket. Cam upset with that. He'd bowled a good over up till that point. It's 90 for one. The Super Kings will feel that they're in a position where they can launch and get a big score in this innings. We've seen yesterday with the two innings, we had 120 for the strikers, and their overs was chased down by the Renegades in the 18th over. But it wasn't an easy chase, so 120 is proving to be a tough total. But we reckon that about 140, 150 would be a good score. Chris using his feet, going up and over the top, and a big six for Chris. Clearing the rope straight back over the bowler.
Great way to start the over for the Super Kings, putting the pressure right back on the bowler now. Noel's got to do some thinking about what to do next now. If he does bowl a couple of bad deliveries, he could put more pressure on Vernu, as I think this is his second and only spinning option. Oh, Chris follows up with another. And it's another six, right over long on.
Yeah, Vernu van Wyk making a bit of an effort around the boundary there. Just not tall enough. clearing him.
inadvertently running the Randburg hill.
Yeah, running up and down. Noel James starting to see what Ollie Patella knows. It's your sixes end up on the hill. Chris Greaves goes again, hits it flatter. So this won't reach the boundary. Van Wyk cutting that off. Only the single there.
It's 13. 13 of the over so far, and it's only halfway. So pressure is definitely on the ball here. Let's see how Sihle maybe tries to exert some more pressure on Noel.
Harry, in this situation, you've captained quite a few teams here at Randburg. In this situation, as a fielding captain, what are you looking for to get that wicket? How are you approaching it to try and find that wicket?
I think most importantly, I'd like to get my bowlers bowling a specific line that you can set the field to. And maybe with someone like Greaves, just give him the one, if possible, where possible, give him the one and put pressure on Sihle in this case. So having Greaves playing as well as he is now, just coming around the check and chipping over the top for one.
Did catch the fingertips of young Noel James there.
For two, sorry. I think just sticking to a plan. If you get hit off your plan, then that's fine. There's nothing we can do about that. That's just good batting. And that's allowed to happen in a game of cricket. But yeah, definitely got to make sure we stick to a plan as a bowling side. Just to throw in there, this current partnership is on 95.
Yeah,
Seems like it was 2 years ago since the last wicket fell. So really good batting from the Super Kings.
yeah, these two batsmen going exceptionally well.
Good now.
They've really taken ownership of what their role and their task is. Cam Garrett's coming in again. Sihle looking for that unorthodox paddle.
The innovative shots.
Cam looking to bring Sihle outside the off stump, looking to draw the edge out of him.
I think this is where Sihle needs to start looking to just rotate the strike. Give Greaves, who's actually hitting the ball nicely, most of the strike.
Yeah, now that the field is spread, there's plenty of gaps, and you just drop it into the offside and just scamper for a single.
Cam looking for the slower ball there, just getting his line wrong. And it'll be a wider down the leg side.
Just to add that I think the extras have improved from yesterday's game. Quite a few extras yesterday from both sides. So bowling sides kept it tight. There's only been a couple of extras in this game. I think, yeah, if it wasn't for those extras yesterday, it would have been much lower totals that would have been posted. So yeah, it's good to see recovery from the players.
And I think the strikers are going to have to... Van Wyk doing a great bit of fielding there. Looking for the direct hit. If he'd hit, he would have had Sihle. But I think the strikers in their batting lineup, it's yesterday, the total dot balls amounted to 6 overs in their batting innings. Going to need to look at that captain Van Wyk and say, right, turning 15 to 20 of those into ones instead of dot balls and giving themselves a chance. Chris dropping down on one knee, taking that in the ribs. Got to admire the confidence of the young man. It's clearly he's got a good dental plan. Happy to sweep without a helmet on.
Very good dental plan. Let's hope it works in SA and the UK.
Yeah, in the United Kingdom, it's that national health must must have a great dental plan, or at least the one that Chris is on. Great fielding again there from Captain van der Vyk to stop the ball, but they'll take an extra run on the overthrow there. So 2 there, 1 run away from the 100 partnership. Needs to have really, they've taken control of this game, taken control of the innings, accepted responsibility, and are putting in the effort. There it is, that's a 100 partnership for these 2 batsmen. Two of them have really done a great job for the Super Kings in this innings. As we head into the last 5. Scores on Nelson, 111 for 1.
Well, look, if they continue in this fashion, it looks like they may go beyond that 140, 150 target that we initially estimated. Probably maybe bringing that 160, 170 into play. Depends. If Grieve stays here until the end, then definitely it might be a formidable target that will be posted here, asking a lot of the bowling side when they come out to bat.
Yeah, when we had a look at the wicket yesterday, and he's just
full toss and that
slapped
has been
that
smashed
back.
straight back. 4.
Clearly, he's been doing his push-ups over in Scotland, able to muscle that down the ground. But yeah, when we looked at that pitch yesterday, Chris and I were chatting, and he said no, he thinks about 160's par on this wicket. We were proven very wrong in the game yesterday. I think he's looking to put it right. He was quite happy to make predictions. Oh, he's gone big again.
Even bigger hit.
Put that halfway up the hill over the mid-wicket boundary. Chris really looking to put himself into the contender of top run scorer in the tournament. It's now only a couple of runs. Yeah, he'll definitely feel he missed out. But he's only a couple of runs behind Brighton Janji, his teammate. Goes again to hit over the leg side. Not catching a clean. Oh, nearly confusion out in the middle there, but they'll just settle for the 1.
Some really good footwork from Chris Greaves. Taking over from Matthew Graham's innings yesterday, also his really good footwork down to the spinners. And he's also waiting. He's waiting really well. Even though Noble's just hanging it out there a bit longer, he's waiting a bit longer just to make that contact. He's showing his class, putting that ball over the boundary.
Dropped that slightly shorter, found the edge, and Tabani ducking for his life.
Smashed him.
It did catch him on the body there. He and Chris both just exchanging notes on the dangers of being that close without a helmet. I mean, Chris looking to sweep without the helmet. Tabani standing up without the helmet. Connor Clark coming back into the attack. You'd feel that this is a last gasp for Captain van der Vyk. Having to go back to his opening bowlers. Connor's only gone for 2 runs in his 2 overs bowled. So he's continuing with his fine form of being the economical up front, the Glenn McGrath, if you will, for the strikers. And he cleans up Chris Greaves with a no ball.
The deadly sin of cricket. Taking a
And
stick
that is of
for
no
no ball.
fault. No, there's 6. That is the captain's mistake there. 6 fielders out, only allowed 5. Error from Captain van Wyk. Chris Greaves gets another life.
Unfortunately, the nation is dry at the moment, but that would be a big fine for the skipper.
Unbelievable things happening here at Randburg. Not checking the field. Chris Greaves sitting on 79, getting cleaned up,
Yeah.
and no ball caught. So he'll have a free hit now.
Same mathematics being done here by the bowling side. Chris Greaves looking to launch, unfortunately not making contact with that one. But I fear if he did, that thing would have been in Republic Road.
Absolutely. You feel he's wasted that free hit. Connor's done well to bounce back from that.
He's earned himself a huge fine.
So something like that can affect a bowler when you've just got the informed batsman out and it's a no ball. Goes again in the block hole. Chris hitting that with authority down to the long on boundary. And they've taken 2 straight at the fielder. There was a slight misfield down at long on. Not the biggest straight boundary here, this end. The Michael Gwyneth bow end, and they take the 2. Use him just a couple of runs shy of Brighton Janji as the leading run scorer. Good comeback there from Connor Clark, drawing Chris Greaves into a false shot there. And he gets his due reward. Chris Greaves looking for the paddle scoop there. Connor Clark getting his wicket. Chris departs. Outstanding knock of 81.
Who's going? Sam. What's his name? Sam? What is it?
Sam Freeman.
Freeman. This is the first game.
He's bowled exceptionally well this tournament. Young Connor Clark thoroughly deserved that wicket.
Stop, Griever!
He's really done a great knock from Chris Greaves. Applauded by everyone in the clubhouse. It's the highest individual total in this year's RPL. We feel he's thrown away 100. So just a small change as we replace a bail. Super King sitting in a great position at 125 for 2. 16.4 overs gone.
I had one here, I don't know where it is.
Sam Fremantle joining Seattle out in the middle now. Hopefully the two of them will be looking to close this innings off. New member at the club making his RPL debut in this game. Be hoping for a good showing. Hasn't got too long to bat, but we'll be hoping to do a job closing the innings off for the Super Kings. Got 2 balls left of this Connor Clark over to deal with though. And welcome to Randburg, fella. The Randburg Ridge. Putting him under a bit of pressure, ball 1. But he survived his first ball for here at Randburg. I'll come back for the second. 2 leg byes there. Keep the scoreboard ticking over. It's the end of the over. It's 127 for 2. We have 18 balls remaining in this Super Kings innings. Current run rate 7.5 for them. The Super Kings will feel that they are in the ascendancy. Look to drive the advantage and momentum home over the last 3. The side screen has just taken a bit of a tumble, so we'll need to take a bit of time to repair that. Oh, 1 brings 2. Vanu van Wyk, the captain, getting the wicket of Seattle.
Seattle looking for that big slog sweep over mid-wicket. Unfortunately not making the contact desired. And his off stump has been castled.
Looking to take the role now that Chris Greaves has departed and it's brought to his downfall. Captain Cornel Eckstein strapping on the helmet to make his way out to the middle with the debutant. Seatley coming off after a well-earned 28. The Super Kings captain looking to close off the innings. "17 balls remaining in this innings. Going to have to work hard to finish this off. You think, Harry, that 140 is going to be the target?
Yeah, the run rate has definitely slowed down a bit since the departure of Chris. There's now Seattle following suit. So, 2 new guys at the crease. Will be difficult for them to get going. So let's see what happens. But I think 140 is still the benchmark. Yeah, we'd hope for possibly a higher score. But 140 looks safe.
Just dabbed into the offside there for 1. Still got the left-right combination at the wicket, which is always a good thing to have. Work that in. Ryan Jacobs having to put in the log to stop that. For a big man, he's not scared to hit the deck and dive around.
It's one good thing about Randburg. The luscious outfield allows you to get down and dirty.
Oh, mis-stumping there from Tabani Moyo. At the inside edge there for Sam, his first RPL runs. Cornel Eckstein there beating Ryan in the short mid wicket, and I'll get to That's all these two need to do, is just literally look for the 1s and 2s, get the scoreboard ticking, and Super Kings will post an impressive total.
Yeah, a different type of game here for Cornell, who's normally a slow starter. Sort of had to get going from ball 1. He's looked really good here, just rotating the strike. But if you can't hit the boundaries, the 1s and 2s are definitely in play here.
Single down the ground, just out of the reach of Van Wyk on that return. Was looking for the catch. Well, 2 overs left to play in this innings. 132 for 3 the score. So it's already the biggest score that we've seen this weekend. 2 overs remaining. Umpires will be closely watching the innings time and what's remaining. Last thing that the strikers would want is 10 penalty runs added on for an over not being bowled within the time limit. He's cleaned him up. Connor Clark, who really has bowled well, getting his 2nd wicket. He's cleaned up the captain.
Daniel Bester.
Situation starting to resemble the common Randburg collapse that we have seen many times on this field. Daniel Berger striding out to the wicket. Bester, apologies for that. Daniel Bester.
Ash hasn't had breakfast yet.
Fat kid be hungry.
So is the skinny kid.
But we're getting a feast of cricket today here at Randburg. Just a reminder, another game this afternoon. The Randburg Super Kings will be taking on the Renegades. If the Super Kings win this, that game will be the game that determines who finishes top of the log and books themselves a spot in the final. A lot of pressure on the Super Kings today in their double header.
Daniel just trying to feel for the ball outside off stump, playing and missing. Ball going straight through. I think Connor's had a good spell first up and also followed again in the second spell with a big wicket of Chris Greaves. Bowled really well yesterday as well. So yeah.
Struck him on the pad. They've gone up for the big appeal. Batsman will scamper through for the leg bye. So even though the shots aren't as free-flowing as they were earlier in the innings, the scoreboard is still ticking over. Connor Clark, to his credit, economy of less than 2, with 4 balls or 3 balls remaining in his off. There again, the batsman looking to go big. Connor beating the bat. They'll take the byes here. Getting 2 there.
There isn't much happening off the bat for the batters, but they're still managing to turn over the strike with byes here and there.
Any runs are good runs, Harry. Any runs are good runs.
Trust me, I know all about that.
Oh, he's hit that well. Bit of confusion whether to look for the single or not. It's great fielding by Van Wyk. It's well, he's stopped that. Trace a bullet. Dead in its tracks.
Some great fielding there for the skip. Ball smeared through the covers. Pounced on it like a cat. Top of a bird.
Last ball of his spell. It's hoiked over the leg side. Just over the backtracking mid-wicket fielder. Henry Roman putting in the effort of a much younger man to stop that. They've turned to 3 there. And that's the end of a brilliant spell from Connor Clark. His 4 overs going. Only figures to go with his 4 overs, 1 for 10 yesterday. T20 cricket, only going for 8 runs in your 4 overs. That's an exceptional performance by the young man.
Looks like the umpires have called time as the bowling side strides off the field, so they've lost 1 over, and we'll just be waiting for the umpires to confirm that there will be 10 penalty runs to the batting side. So we're looking at a score of 148, 149 to win for the strikers. Yeah, that's a good total. Really good total posted up here. Great partnership between Sihle and Chris Greaves. Really setting the tone here for the Super Kings. And I think they'll be the more confident side going into the break here.
Yeah, 149. It's going to be a tall order for the strikers. Didn't have the greatest batting performance yesterday. They'll look to turn their fortunes around. We'll catch up with you again at the start of the strikers' batting innings. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the chase of the Super Strikers. Nathan Lamont going to open the bowling for the Super Kings. They are defending 149 runs, or defending 148, 149 to win. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing a planned power outage here at Randburg. At the moment, we could potentially lose our live feed due to the running out of the laptop battery. Hopefully we can take you all the way through this game, but if we do lose signal, we apologize. It is unfortunately a situation out of our control, but we'll stay with you until that happens. Sean Tabani out in the middle, Tabani getting the first run, and we're gone.